Welcome people of YouTube, Jack Gash here again today. Thank you for joining me and thank you for clicking on this video. So I'm here to talk to you today about a problematic mind. Now it's something I've experienced myself through my own journey and through other people, close people, friends, family. You know, we get into these states and it's important to acknowledge them, to be aware of them, so then we can get over them and get over it ourselves. So a problematic mind. The thing is, sometimes in life we're getting ruts, we're getting stages, we're getting habits of focusing on the problems that we have. That is problematic. You're trying to solve issues, you're trying to get rid of your issues or your problems that you have, and it gets into your mind state, and sometimes we get to the point of where we can only see problems. People may give us a situations, some people may explain something, some people may be going to do something, and naturally we are looking to a problem within that person should think about. I've had this myself. Oh, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z today. Well, have you thought that this might happen, that might happen? It's a problematic mind. And the problem is, where a problematic mind is, we engineer ourselves in that way as a form of protection. It's to protect ourselves for things that may cause us harm or threats that we may occur or encounter on our journey. So it's a false sense of protection, because living in that way, it's not very enjoyable and it's not sustainable. It's not something we can keep on doing, because living in a problematic way, you're hardly enjoying life. So being in a problematic mind state leaves no room for gratitude. There is no room for things to be grateful for, because we have just made a problem all the time. A problem out of ourselves, a problem out of our mind. So we can't see the things in front of us that we should be thankful for and should be appreciating. And usually when we're in a balanced state of mind or a happy state of well-being, we'd usually appreciate and be thankful for. So how do we crack the code? How do we crack being in a problematic mind state? It's about little pleasures. It's about little things that give us a buzz. It's about little things that give us a little bit of an uplift. You know, it might be coming home to see your dog. It might be coming home to, you know, your family that you've got, or your children that you've got in your house. It could be anything. These videos are about you thinking about this. You know, what are the things that create you just that little bit of happiness? There's not too much to it. There's not too many factors to it. It's little desires that break the ease of a problematic mind, because this is the thing with mental health, with depression, anxiety, all these things. What happens is that we're just constantly getting stuck within this subframe of these thoughts, these patterns, these constant reoccurring things. And it's about breaking that cycle to move forwards from them. And from that is little pleasures, little buzzers that we get. So I've done it myself. You know, I'm moving forward within my career. I'm quite career orientated. I'm ambitious. I've got goals that I want to achieve and things that I want to do. And with that comes sometimes a very critical, problematic mind. You're constantly trying to solve issues or solve problems that may prevent that coming, may prevent that success coming, may prevent the future coming. Because how can you see past this problem? This problem's come to a halt, you know, made my movement and my journey come to a halt. How do I get past this? This may, you know, and that problematic mind forms. And what I discovered was, you know, turning the problems into an enjoyable process. Because if you've got challenges in your life, if you've got problems in your life, it means you're growing. It means you're growing at a faster rate usually than what other people are. Because the thing that we want to touch upon within a problematic mind is staying within our comfort zones. Now, this is a very dangerous place to be in my mind in terms of experiencing life to its fullest capacity. Because when we stay within our comfort zones and in our remits, and we stay within the safety areas and confines of our social network, in our household, in our work network, in our social media network, and we don't branch out and go into other places, you know, life gets limited. Life gets boring, life gets mundane, because you haven't got problems, you haven't got dangers, you haven't got things that are threatening your state of mind, that are threatening your life. You know, life is danger. Every animal in the animal kingdom has a predator, you know, and they have to function and work on that, you know, and so do we. We have to function and work on that. Because we've run out of predators, our next thing is, you know, we haven't got real danger. You know, we haven't got real problems anymore, so we create them because we need some form of something going on. So if you have got problems and you have got challenges in your life, you need to embrace them, because challenges, problems, when we conquer them, when we get over them, there is so many lessons along that journey. You know, a great thing that I've learned with goals and ambitious thoughts and desires and things that you want to do in your life, it's not the destination, it's the journey along the way that builds the person who you're going to be, who you're going to form and turn into. You know, it's not about getting to the destination straight away and having all the success. It's about building and building that process along the way. So, little things about breaking the mind state that you're in. Another way I've looked into it and tried it and tested it myself, and it's so simple but so effective, is the Wim Hof method. Now, people may not know who Wim Hof is. I think you should go and look at him if you haven't after this video, because he's such an amazing character. But the cold water technique. So when you jump into cold water, when you have cold water, cold showers or anything like that, that's giving you a direct problem that your body, your mind and everything has to deal with there in that moment. You are freezing. You want to get out of that shower. You know, it's a shock factor. Oh my God, this is so cold. But gradually, with time and almost effort and skill, because it's a mind game, that's what you're playing here, mind games, you build up a resilience to this. Now, if you build up a resilience in a cold shower, you can build up resilience anywhere, because you've got a concentrated environment where it's you versus yourself, and then through that comes you versus the next situation, and you've already accompanied yourself. Because what happens in situation, what happens in life, when we get into difficult situations, it's us that fall apart. It's not the situation itself, it's us. We crumble, we fold under the pressure. So you're creating a method that helps you cope with direct pressure, cold showers. You know, I have a hot bath and then I throw myself in cold shower when I get my words out. In the cold shower, it's such a shock factor, because you're going from, you know, your blood circulation raising and everything, jumping in a cold shower, whoa, shock, yeah? You feel alive, you feel like a warrior, because it's such an amazing feeling and a buzz, you feel alive from it. So that's just another way, but in life, it's about finding what works for you. It's not about watching somebody on YouTube and then you're finding all the answers, because we're constantly seeking for answers, especially when we're in a problematic mind. We're constantly seeking for validation. We're constantly seeking for the answers to our issues without actually tackling them ourselves. Responsibility moves from ourselves and drifts off somewhere into the future. One day I'll be fine. One day I won't think like this. One day this won't happen. You know, it's about getting yourself established. Maybe you are a problematic person. Maybe you do always think of the negative thing in life. And sometimes being a problematic negative person can isolate yourself, because you no longer associate with people of a positive mind state or somebody who's a bit more optimistic. You isolate yourself from them people because you can't think on their wavelength. You can't think on their, you know, same mind pattern. So it's important to review ourselves. I think even on a daily basis, you know, asking yourself how you are, how you're thinking, how you're treating yourself. And are you coming up with issues all the time? Are you actually, you know, sometimes, and I've done it myself, you've created a problem and an issue in your mind and it doesn't actually exist. It isn't actually happening. It's just within your imagination. And that's sometimes where a lot of all these issues that we're having in the world lie, because we're making it up, you know, in his heads. You know, we're just coming up with things that either we think are going wrong or problems that are happening, and they don't actually exist. It's pushing the acceptance of life further and further away. Challenge it. Challenge your mind. Challenge yourself. Think about things that create nice pleasures for yourself. Try discipline yourself in staying in a more optimistic mind state. You will be able to deal with issues in your life, family problems, work problems, whatever you've got ahead of you. You'll have a more accompanying place to live within yourself, because you've created a harmony in yourself with being more grateful, with being thinking of life's pleasures. It's the little sweet things in life that keep us going along this difficult journey of life that we don't know what's going on. And it's like Baba Ramdas says, this great spiritual teacher, life is suffering. There is lots of suffering in life. We're born, the day we're born, you know, we're travelling towards death. And it's important to kind of get over yourself, get over the fact of that, and start living some purposeful life that you like and enjoy living. If you're constantly creating problems for yourself, then you're not really creating any enjoyment. So switch the focus, switch the mind state, help your mentality, help yourself, and in turn you'll help those around you, because you're becoming an example to those who spend time with you. So yeah, problematic mind. Move into a more positive mind state. Move into a more optimistic, ambitious mind state. Stop being scared of every issue that we get thrown at us. Learn life's lessons. Don't become a victim. Understand these principles and you will live a more harmonious, pleasurable life. Not only that, you won't crumble at every given situation. Your emotions won't hijack you. Because that's what happens. The emotions take over. Boom! I can't handle these feelings. And boom, we're off. And we're off. You know, balance yourself. Bring yourself back down to base level. These videos are all associated with getting people to understand themselves and their minds and getting to grips with who they are on a personal level. And it's not who they are as who the world sees them as. It's how you see yourself, how you see who you are. The greatest question you can ask yourself each and every day is, who am I? And through that question, you will go on a journey of discovery. As I always say on this channel, peace and love to anybody watching this. Make sure you're taking it easy. I hope you've taken something away from this video. Please live in a positive mind state. The world is constantly trying to feed us negative information. And if you can create a positive thing out of yourself, the world will be a better place. Every individual will do that. Who knows what we could achieve. Yeah, man.